Ah, yeah. Hey, Amaru. Only if you're ready. Let's go. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Me no care about all the noise, but I'm digging your station. See how you got my head spinning with a body rotation. Couple days went by, now I'm losing my patience. Go ahead, drop a pin, girl, wanna know your location. What's your location? Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. Bea. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love they do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Yeah. Do you know she royalty? Do you know she royalty? I be that one that I get her heart racing. I didn't feel like with her we can take over nations, yeah. We can take a trip whenever, girl, you need a vacation. Number one bad girl, killing everything like on a mission. Girl on a mission. Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day out. Bea. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love they do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast. So, today we are going to quickly go through some of the things that have come in today in Royal Newsland. So, thank you for joining me again for a second time today. But I wanted to separate the last podcast from all the others and just have it focus specifically on that topic. So, if you missed it, we just had a podcast about former News of the World editor Rebecca Brooks and her connection to Prince Harry and her obsession with him. She is mentioned in the book Spare. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe, please. And thank you, everyone, as always, for all of your donations. Much appreciated. So let's have a look, see who's in here. Yeah, guys, this whole thing with the Heritage Foundation, it is a joke. It's an absolute joke. It is desperation. You know, it's been a relatively slow news week, and they just had to come up with something. They had to find something. And this is where we are. The desperation is ridiculous. The desperation is real. Nobody is going to take Harry's citizenship. If anything, you know, I mean, I don't know what the situation is with Harry's citizenship in the US. Nobody does. Quite frankly, it's nobody's business. But I would assume that they have various different visas for very prominent people or people who are quite talented. I mean, didn't Melania, you want to talk about um, visas? Didn't Melania get into the US like with a talent visa or something like that? Don't know what talent she had, but there are visas for things like this. So I don't know what they have in the US, but Harry's not going to have any issues with his visa. It's ridiculous. Hidley, I'm glad you're talking about this, Duchess. Some squaddies were not too happy. Yeah. Another thing that I have to say, squad, is when you see things like this, just try not to get too triggered. We know why the tabloids are doing this. There's just no reason to get upset about it because you don't have to dig too far to link these things back either to the British tabloids or someone connected to the royal family, or in the Heritage Foundation's case, yes, Joan Commonwealth, the right wing. The Heritage Foundation is a right wing think tank. And I'm sure they've gone and teamed up with the Daily Fowl and said, how can we cause some trouble? And that's how we find ourselves here. So let's get to it. Actually, no, before we get to that, we'll get to that last. But I was in a bookstore in Lisbon today and I saw this. Spare, and right next to Spare, none other than Tina Brown's book on the left and a book about Diana on the right. I was so tempted to just put those Tina Brown books underneath something, but let me not get myself arrested in Portugal. But yes, Harry's book. I've gone into quite a few bookstores and I've seen Harry's book in almost all of them actually. So obviously selling. In other royal news, Queen Raina, with her daughter here on the cover of Hello Magazine, Princess Iman, gorgeous looking bride, very lovely dress, classic but still with a touch of modernity. And congratulations to her. I don't really know much about this royal family or what they've got going on, but seem pretty loving and nothing too weird going on. Or nothing that I hear anyway with these lot, just minding their business. So congratulations to her. Back to the British royals, our royals. We've got this going on. So no surprises at all. Yes, Andrew is going to be 100% brought back into the fold. And there will be an event, I think either today or tomorrow, with 600 other aristos and figures in the UK. And they will dress up in their, aristo garbs, velvet and feathers and all. And he will be there. And I don't know if this is Charles's contract with Mummy to protect Andrew at play or Andrew knowing secrets about Charles at play. Because only last week we were seeing articles about Andrew being kicked out of the house, and then all of a sudden Andrew will get Frogmore. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes between these two, but it would appear that Andrew has been invited to this fancy dress dinner. A fancy dress dinner where people are going to be served on silverware while this is going on. So inflation in the UK is up to 10% on food and booze. And then also we take into account gas prices, travel prices, all of those other things. It just begs the question, as always, why are we funding these incredibly wealthy people's lifestyles while people are suffering? And I think that question is going to get asked more and more and more as we move closer to the clowning. Also, I don't know if this is a bad omen, but there was a teacher who met William and Kate some time back during an official visit, and she has now been banned from her job after sending aggressively sexual text messages to a male grammar school pupil. And she's literally in a devil suit in this costume. This has got to be a bad omen because WTF for real. I hope she gets locked up for that. Completely inappropriate. Basically grooming children. Absolutely disgusting. Also, William popped up today. Completely unexpected. He's gone to Poland. Don't know why he's in Poland. Don't know what the point of this is. But there he is. All the way in Poland. While there's vegetable shortages on the shelves of the United Kingdom, he's decided to go to Poland. While people are choosing between groceries and heating, William's gone to Poland. For who and for what? Isn't William meant to be focusing on the environment? Isn't he meant to be planting a tree somewhere? Is this some kind of attempt to compete with Harry, getting good with the troops? I don't know. But I literally cannot think of a single reason why he's in Poland. And this is arguably quite a political move. And aren't the royals not meant to be involved in politics? So the article reads, Prince William has made a surprise visit to Poland to recognise British troops for defending our freedom, as ITV News correspondent Ben Chapman reports. So when Meghan made a comment about the Irish abortion vote, and she said that it was great that women would now have the right to choose, that was an issue. That was political. But William literally going all the way to a foreign country to tell the troops you're defending our freedoms, that's completely fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So the Prince of Wales arrived in Poland for an unannounced 2-day visit, which has been kept tightly under wraps. This is the first opportunity for him to take a visit of this kind as Prince of Wales, and was important to him given that it is one of the biggest political issues facing every country on the planet. William toured the base and told the troops, I just wanted to come here in person to thank you for all you are doing, keeping everyone safe and keeping an eye on what's going on. Why did he have to go all the way there to tell them that? You can do a Zoom call. I'd love to know how much this trip is costing. His flight, got to be private if he got there quietly, and the security for him to go there. You are doing an important job out here and defending our freedoms. It's really important, and everyone back home thoroughly supports you. I mean, Harry's doing the mostest for veterans with the Invictus Games, creating actual impact and not just showing up to take photos. He was personally keen to travel to Poland to thank British and Polish troops, a spokesperson saying, this is a continuation of the evolution of his role as a global statesperson. We often talk about him using his global platform for the good of the environment via Earthshot. Notice how we've heard almost nothing about Earthshot since it happened. And this is the problem, I think, with the courtiers and the people that work in the palace. There's no continuity. There's no consistency. There's no following up and seeing what we've done before, is that creating an impact now? There's no, how is what we're doing going to create an impact? It's all for PR and it's all a facade. And I didn't cover it because, to be honest, I didn't really care to. But Kate's Shaping Us project was getting pretty grilled this week because of the lack of how do I put this? The way that they described the project, it just wasn't making sense. And even people who I see online who are generally quite favorable of Kate were saying, I'm completely and utterly confused as to what Shaping Us is meant to be doing. So now they're working with corporations and how corporations can get involved in childhood development. I mean, unless these large corporations are working with parents to give parents better parental leave, more higher pay, more flexibility, then I can see how you might be working with corporations to help shape children's futures. But there's absolutely none of that, actually. Instead, they were talking about how, corporations shape children. I mean, somebody actually made a comment. I think it was matter of fact actually, but I saw a couple of people on Twitter saying this as well that the way that they're presenting the project, it lacks direction, and that if you're getting corporations involved, is it because you want to get children ready for work? Like it's just none of it is, I can't even explain it properly because the way it was explained was just all over the place. Did anyone see the speech, by the way? I didn't bother to watch it. Was it mumbling? Also, with the coronation, the press doesn't know what it wants, and it doesn't know what to say because they've got nothing to say. So now we've gone from Harry and Meghan shouldn't come to the coronation to if Harry and Meghan come to the coronation, it will be disgraceful, but they should still come to the coronation because if they don't, then they're irrelevant. But we're writing about them every single day because we want them to come to the coronation, but we're going to bully them if they come to the coronation. Harry and Meghan, can you please come to the coronation? The whiplash that these tabloids go through every single day. I hope they've got insurance for their necks. Like those top two stories that are on the screen right now, those popped up literally in the last hour on my phone. They clearly do not know what is going on with Harry and Meghan's attendance at the coronation. And you know what? Until the nth hour, I hope that they don't know. I hope that they are in the dark until the nth hour. Right, I'll go to your comments and then we'll end on this stupid Heritage Foundation. Okay. Valerie said there have been discussions about Harry's visa already. Harry is in California and lawyers told them, yeah, it's not going to happen. This is all just to stir something for the Rangers. That's all it's for. Ooh, Kat Harlow, you're listening while you cook dinner. Southern fried cabbage with bacon and is it andouille sausage? Well, that sounds very tasty. Antoinette Spare, you should have put and you should have picked up spare and inadvertently put it on the other bag. Yeah, indeed. Oh, I think we have Kat Harlem, member for 10 months. Thank you so, so much. Much appreciated. Thank you to all of the members. Thank you. And everyone who donates. Wendy said Melania came on a tourist visa. She couldn't get sponsors to legally work in the US, and that is why she had to return to her home country every 3 months. She didn't have a work visa. Okay. I'm assuming she probably eventually got in on the spousal visa after she married Trump. Hidley, they don't want him to write a tell-all book. Well, wouldn't he be telling on himself? He can't write a tell-all book without telling on himself. Was he gonna put everybody else's secrets out there like he doesn't have 100 of his own? Yeah, Adrian, as long as he's married to an American, he's just fine. Marina, I love the Queen of Jordan. She's super intelligent and interesting. I have seen her on a couple of business shows, actually. She very much seems so. Lavender, the royal family is testing the water, playing ping pong with the public. Eventually, Andrew will be fully immersed back into the fold. I think that they've actually been doing this since the Queen's funeral. The fact that Andrew could stand there next to the Queen's coffin during a vigil and nobody dared to make a leap for it. That person would have been considered a hero if they did, but nobody did. So I think that the fact that there is such a lack of outrage, I think the public have already accepted it and they're just going to solidify it at the coronation. The Clown Nation, the Connor Nation, the Kakuku. Adrian, William doesn't want to work. They are just dragging him. Yeah. He probably wants a break from the grounds of Windsor anyway. Yeah, Marina could have zoomed or teleconferenced. I mean, shout out to the troops, but there was literally no point of this trip at all. Yes, Levy, Earthshot, turn up, show teeth, go home. Rub shoulders with celebrities after you said that you hate Hollywood and actresses and actors, and then go home. There's just no strategy in that palace, and I don't know what's going on. Gail Lewis, I did. It was word salad. Nothing made sense. Oh, you mean Kate's speech? Lavender. And did you get your coffees? What? When was I meant to get coffees? Do you know how late it is now? There's no coffees to be had at this time. Yeah, Angela, a lot of people make mistakes when they're younger. And yes, Andrew 100% knows where the bodies are buried. Okay, on to this whole Heritage Foundation BS. So, the Heritage Foundation says his application must now be released to the American taxpayer. I mean, is Snoop Dogg shaking in his boots? Because dude literally raps about smoking weed and he's absolutely fine. Um, and so Mike Howell, who's director of the foundation's oversight project, said this request is in the public interest in light of the potential revocation of Prince Harry's visa for illicit substances use and further. Absolute nonsense. And it didn't take me too long to find out who Mike Howell was. So, Mike joined the Heritage Foundation in October of 2018 from the Department of Homeland Security, Office of the General Counsel, where he was the chief legal point of contact for the department's 3,000 lawyer office for all Congress oversight and investigators. Prior to joining the Trump administration, he was on the Capitol Hill for 5 years as an attorney for both the Senate's Homeland Security and Government Affairs Committee and the House Oversight Committee. During his time, he worked under Senator Ron Johnson, chairman of House Oversight, and others. And Heritage Foundation, as I have read, is quite influential in US politics. A lot of money goes into it, and they are backed by some pretty heavyweight people. And they put in this whole ridiculous application. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it is just such a joke. This is just a distraction. It's not going to go anywhere. And the so called Heritage Foundation that's there to, I guess, uphold heritage was taking money from foreign entities and big corporates. So in 1973, businessman Joseph Coors contributed almost $250,000 to establish the Heritage Foundation and continued to fund it through Adolf Coors Foundation. In 1973, he had trustees from Chase Manhattan Bank, Dow Chemical, General Motors, Pfizer, Sears, and Mobil. In the 1980s, the Heritage Foundation reportedly received a $2.2 million donation from South Korea's National Intelligence Service, then known as the Korean Central Intelligence Agency. Why were they taking money from foreign entities? But you claim that you're about heritage? Also, the heritage, I'm sorry, American heritage. Why would you need to take money from foreign entities? So it goes on to say the Heritage Foundation had a major influence on Donald Trump's presidential transition and administration. The foundation had a powerful say in the staffing of the administration, with CNN noting during the transition that no other Washington institution has had that kind of footprint in the transition. One reason for the Heritage Foundation's disproportionate influence relative to other conservative think tanks is that other conservative think tanks had members who identified as never Trumpers. But oh no, not the Heritage Foundation. During the 2016 elections, whereas the Heritage Foundation signaled early on to Trump that it would be supportive of him. At least 66 foundation employees are alumni and were given positions in the administration. Wild. So this is who is trying to go after Prince Harry. A bunch of Trumpers. And with that, I am done. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming to 2 podcasts today. Much appreciated. You're amazing. Always so patient and supportive. And with that, I will end with your comments and then we'll call it a day. Good Cookies and Cream, you said, the way the Unrolls and their goons have been attacking the Sussexes, it would be wise for Harry to not go to that clown show. I think so as well. Oh, but I guess we'll see. Oh, Lavender, the virtual buy me coffee yesterday. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Much appreciated. Yes, your coffees do definitely help. Buy me coffees, teas, banana bread to keep me going. And also, weed is legal in many US states anyway. So, all right, Hidley, thank you so much. I will give you the last word of the day. Thank you, great podcast. You're a great audience as always. And I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.
Ah, yeah. Hey, Amaru. Only if you're ready. Let's go. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Me no care about all the noise, but I'm digging your station. See how you got my head spinning with a body rotation. Couple days went by, now I'm losing my patience. Go ahead, drop a pin, girl, wanna know your location. What's your location? Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day. Bea. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you. Do you know she royalty? Do you know she royalty? One that I get heart racing. I did feel like with her we can take over nations, yeah. We can take a trip whenever, girl, you need a vacation. Number one bad girl, killing everything like on a mission. Girl on a mission. Had to pull a plug on your ex, now you coming my way out. I can switch it up for you, girl, I'm no longer a player. See that pretty face on my screen, that'll make my day. Bea. I'm only looking for loyalty. All I need from you. I'm thinking you be the one for me. I can see it on you. Your love that do me every time. With you by my side, we gon' shine. Baby girl, you know you royalty. I've been waiting for you.